there are stories that feel too strange to be true. Tales of individuals who seem to move through the world like ghosts, wearing different faces and living different lives. They challenge our sense of reality. They make us question how well we know anyone. Frank William Abagnale Jr. is one of these figures. He was a phantom who walked among us in plain sight. Before he could even vote, he had become a master of deception. He wasn't a violent criminal in the traditional sense. His weapons were far more subtle: charm, confidence, and a believable lie. He made people want to believe him. Frank constructed entire realities from thin air. He didn't just pretend, he inhabited roles with hypnotic conviction. He lived as a respected airline pilot, a dedicated hospital physician, and a sharp-witted attorney. Crisscrossing the globe, he left confusion and empty vaults in his wake. What they didn't see was the teenager playing the most dangerous game imaginable. Frank's first great leap was into the world of aviation. He realized a pilot had free travel, instant respect, and a glamour that made cashing checks easy. He called the airline, claimed he'd lost his uniform, and learned where to get a replacement. With a forged company ID and a custom-tailored uniform, he became First Officer Frank Williams. He projected calm authority, learning jargon by chatting with real pilots. For 2 years, he rode jump seats worldwide, over 1 million miles, 26 countries. He never flew the plane, always resting before the next flight. The uniform unlocked trust, and his forged payroll checks unlocked cash. After a close call, he knew the wings were too risky. He needed a new identity and a new place to hide. Settling in Georgia, a tangle of lies led people to mistake him for a doctor. He leaned into it, Dr. Frank Connors, supervising resident. With no medical knowledge, he let interns do the work until the pressure became too much. Next came law, a forged Harvard transcript, months of study, and passing the Louisiana bar on the 3rd try. He worked in the AG's office, a glorified gopher, but he held the title, pilot, doctor, lawyer, all before 21. At the heart of his empire was a deceptively simple piece of paper, the check. He wasn't merely writing bad checks, he became an artist of the counterfeit. To fool a bank, he fooled the entire system. He studied design, printing and processing, magnetic ink, routing numbers and subtle security features. He pivoted to convincing payroll checks. Corporates drew less scrutiny. He replicated legitimate checks, matched routing, invented plausible sequences, used premium paper and pro-printing. The uniform authenticated the check and the check authenticated the uniform. Processing delays gave him a window, deposit here, withdraw there, long before it bounced back. He even printed his account on blank deposit slips and returned them. Customers routed funds to him unknowingly. Over 5 years, he forged and cashed checks worth millions, exact totals disputed but staggering. A cross-country pattern of flawless forgeries brought in the FBI. Agent Joseph Shea led the chase. For years, Shea was a step behind. Frustration turned it into a personal cat and mouse. In a pre-digital world, no databases, no instant comms, tracking a ghost was monumental. He lived on borrowed time, paranoia, isolation, relentless vigilance. In France, an Air France attendant recognized him. The net finally tightened. In 1969, age 21, Frank Abagnale Jr. was arrested in Montpellier. A brutal French prison, then extradition to Sweden, better conditions, but still a prisoner. Returned to the US, he received 12 years in federal prison. After about 4 years, the FBI made an offer. Parole, if he worked for them, free of charge. He accepted. He taught fraud detection, exposing the very methods he once perfected. He founded Abagnale and Associates, advising banks and corporations on prevention. Why are we still captivated? The sheer audacity and the fantasy of escaping the rules. He outsmarted powerful institutions, banks as puzzles with flaws, David versus Goliath, won if only for a time. We admire cleverness and style, not violence. Ultimately, it is a story about identity, how fluid and performative it can be. In a digital age of curated personas, his tale feels more relevant than ever. He was the original social engineer, proof that confidence is a powerful currency, and a good story can change everything.